Are you an athlete wondering if keto is right for you? Well, watch this video. Hi, I'm Aleksa, climber dietitian, sports dietitian, and nutrition coach. Welcome back to one of my videos. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching. Today's topic is going to be about keto and athletes. But before we get into this, please remember that you subscribe, that you ring the bell. Awesome. So with the popularity of keto, it's no doubt there's going to be some athletes who are wanting to try keto for themselves. I see this primarily with CrossFitters, but I'm sure that with the mass adoption of keto, there's going to be some team sport athletes and other type of athletes who are trying to adopt keto or who have already started to use keto. And perhaps you are one of those, or perhaps you are thinking about it. So why do I personally, as a sports dietitian, don't get my athletes to go on keto? Okay, what's my reasoning for that? Well, that's what I'm going to explain in today's video. So to explain my justification for why I don't recommend keto for my athletes, I'm going to explain the following. What is keto and how our food fuels us? So what is keto? Keto is a diet by which you reduce your carb intake to such a sufficiently low level that it triggers what's called ketosis. Ketosis, to keep it very simple, is essentially your body switching to using body fat as a fuel source. And the level of carbs that you need to be eating, that low level of carbs, can be varying across the individual. But generally speaking, it's somewhere around that 50 grams of carbs or less. And some people need even about that 10 to 20 grams carbs maximum to be in ketosis. So yeah, it's essentially a very low carbohydrate diet. And based on what I just said before, where I said it uses your body fat as fuel, you're probably thinking, yeah, of course, that's why I want to do keto, okay? Keto burns all that body fat, okay? It's so efficient. But hold on there for a sec. I'm going to explain more in the rest of this video. The primary use of keto these days is for weight loss, okay? While historically there's been a lot of evidence to show keto can be very effective for certain conditions such as epilepsy and the like, right now it's namely used as a fat loss diet. And many believe that it is superior as a diet for fat loss, okay? They believe it's a superior way to lose body fat and get leaner. This, however, is actually not true. While keto may actually result in higher fat oxidation or fat burning, as they say, it actually doesn't really matter if the calories at the end of the day are in a surplus, okay? At the end of the day, the calories will dictate what happens with your body weight. Because let's say you're in a caloric surplus, but you're on keto. Yes, your body fat oxidation will be higher, okay? The fat oxidation in your body will be higher. But if you're in a surplus, the fat storage will also be higher as well. So it kind of levels out and balances out. And if it's in a surplus that's high enough, you may even gain weight on keto. And it's very realistic to gain weight on keto. It does not mean that just because you're on keto, you're going to be just losing weight. It doesn't work that way. So it doesn't matter that even if there's more fat oxidation on a lower carb diet than a higher carb diet, at the end of the day, calories in, calories out will dictate. If you're in a deficit, you'll lose weight. If you're in a surplus, you'll gain weight. That's just the physiology of the body. You can't override that, no matter if you're doing keto or this or that or XYZ diet, doesn't matter. Okay, keto, yes, it uses your body fat as a fuel source, but if you're not in a deficit, you still won't lose weight, and it's not any superior than any other kind of fat loss diet out there when protein and calories are equated. So yeah, all in all, total caloric intake will dictate your body composition results. That's just plain and simple. So now that that is out of the way, let's go talking about how food fuels us. As an athlete watching this, you're then wondering, okay, is keto right for you? Well, I'm going to explain this using the basics of physiology of sports nutrition for fueling the athletic body. So first thing is, carbs are actually our primary fuel source. Hint, keto doesn't give you enough carbs, okay? So that's our first hint there in terms of why I don't recommend low carb diets for my athlete. Yes, we can use fat via ketosis, use that as a fuel source, but it's not as efficient, okay? Your body does not operate as optimally on fats as it does on carbs. That's just a reality of it. Plus, I don't even have to tell you that getting into ketosis is not fun, and staying in there is also not necessarily fun, and it's very unsustainable for most people. When your body calls upon that true performance, keto just won't be able to cut it compared to a higher carb diet. This is physiology, okay? This is science. This is nutrition science. Carbs are the preferential fuel source for a reason. The body loves it. The body craves it as a fuel source. It uses it, okay? That's just how it goes. And through carb optimization and periodization, all that sort of stuff when it comes to individualized nutrition, you can then optimize your performance, tweak your body composition, do all that even while eating carbs, okay? While still maintaining that performance level because you're giving your body the fuel source that it needs. And trust me, this is not to trash on keto, okay? I'm not here to hate on keto or anything like that. It's just facts around performance and nutrition, okay? Carbs at the end of the day are better for performance because they're better of a fuel source for you. It's just in my professional opinion, keto and sporting just doesn't go as well together, if at all. It's just not ideal. And when you add into it the fact that keto as a weight loss diet is very, very new and we still don't know the effects it'll have on gut health and all this other stuff, and the fact that it's not superior, plus it's not sustainable for most people, you then can add up the equation and see that it's actually not a win-win situation for most people. And your body, like I mentioned, it uses carbs through the role of glycogen, which is your body's storage form of carbohydrates. Okay, it stores it in the liver and the muscles. If you don't have that glycogen store ready and you're doing things especially that are of a high intensity nature, such as CrossFit, such as sprinting, such as even team sports and those sort of stuff, where there's rapid fast bouts of activity, you're not going to be in that optimal position for performance. It's just the reality of it. Hopefully this gives you an idea of why carbs should not be necessarily restricted as an athlete. And I'm not saying that you can't have lower levels of carbs and fluctuate that depending on your training levels. I'm talking about very low carbohydrate diets here. Ones where you don't really have enough carbohydrates to fuel your needs and you have to rely on ketosis or fat oxidation to fuel you. That's what I'm getting at here. If you want to reach those peak performances and be competitive in your field, carbs are the way to go when it comes to this. And I will say it again because it's very important. Keto is just very unsustainable. Okay, so are you an anomaly or are you part of the masses? Ask yourself that question and be truthful. I'll let you decide. Okay, so now you know the truth behind keto as a sporting nutrition strategy. It's just one of the considerations I make when I work with athletes. Now, of course, if you're an athlete and you're wondering, okay, I want to optimize my nutrition. I'm lacking in that performance edge. I'm not getting the results I'm hoping for. You want to maybe tweak your physique and you want help doing that? I can be your guy, okay? I'm a sports dietitian, so I've worked with athletes such as yourself, not only optimize performance, but do so while getting other results and also maintaining health, all through using that flexible nutrition approach that I kind of preach, that I use for myself, and it can really help you create that balance and that food freedom without compromising on progression and results. So if this is something that you're interested in learning about more, please, there's an application form below in the description notes. Otherwise, you can reach out to me via email and let me know that you're interested and get chatting and see if you're the right fit and hopefully get you started with my coaching experience. As always, if you have any questions about today's topic, today's video, please drop them below, or if you want to, you can send me an email at aleksa@theclimbingdietitian.com.au and I'll help you out there. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And of course, if this video was helpful, if this helped you kind of get some clarity with your nutrition and you feel better for it, hit that like button, okay? Show me some love. Show this video some love so I know that it's helped you. Stay classy. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.